I worked 12-hour shift at a Mexican restaurant, 6 days a week. When I was 8 months pregnant, I was let go from my job because my boss said I could not keep up and my job performance was lacking. My family lives thousands of miles away. I have no income and no support. I live alone and rent a small room from a landlord near my work. I was gonna lose it all. How could I support this baby if I didn't have a roof over our heads? I really was scared.
I was brought up in a Christian home. After my junior year of high school, I learned I was pregnant. I was nervous. I called my boyfriend. He was on a fishing trip with his dad at the time. He was calm. I knew I couldn't keep this news from my mom, so I told her next. She was understanding and prayed with me. But how do I tell my dad? When my mom told him, he needed some time to process it. So what's next? I volunteered at Chester County Women's Services before. We decided to go there first.
I am the father to a 4-year-old little boy and a 2-year-old little girl. Last September, the courts approved me partial custody of my children. I never had custody of them before, so I am starting new, learning how to parent and how to discipline. Before this, I was doing only what I knew. I was appointed by the courts to take parenting classes at Chester County Women's Services.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was going through a really rough patch. I made up my mind to have an abortion. I couldn't handle having another baby at that time. During that time, there was only one person I could go to, was my sister. She referred me to Chester County Women's Services. I felt that Chester County Women's Services would not judge me for wanting to terminate my third pregnancy. I went for my appointment, which confirmed I was pregnant, and then scheduled my second appointment with them to get my ultrasound. This would tell me how far I was in my pregnancy in order to know which termination method my abortion would be. The staff had previously given me information on adoption and resources if I chose life for my baby, but I had my mind made up to terminate. I went for my ultrasound appointment. Not only did it show that I was 6 weeks pregnant, but I was carrying twins. The warmth that surrounded that room gave me closure as to what was needed to be done. Something inside me clicked, and I knew I wanted to choose life. The decision of termination of one child was already hard for me, but to terminate two, I just knew I would never be able to do it. The staff was there with open arms. We all hugged, and they read me a scripture that assured me I was making the right choice. I'm so thankful for the services. They are constantly calling to check up on me to make sure I'm doing well. I'm so glad the Lord steered me into the hands of these gracious people. My beautiful baby girls were born on February 14th, 2017. They are now 2 months old. Life is still hard, but I couldn't imagine my life without them.
Attending class at Ccws has taught me a lot about parenting and how to raise my children. My instructor, Sandy, did a great job with me just because there was many things I didn't know about being a good parent. I learned that it is good to show them love. I am now reading to them and sitting with them and playing with them. I learned that I am a role model to my kids, and how they see me act is going to affect their future behavior. I take more time to listen to them and know that if I show them respect, they will show that same respect to others. I learned that my kids need to feel safe, and if I provide them that feeling to them, we will be closer as they grow. I also learned about a positive reinforcement, and now instead of saying no to them so much, I will praise them when they are good. I am growing and seeing a big change in my relationship with my kids.
As soon as we stepped foot into Chester County Women's Services, we felt loved. Nancy welcomed us. Miriam greeted us with a hug. Kayla was so warm and kind. And Judy prayed with us and provided all the spiritual wisdom needed at that moment. I remember Judy telling us that we can all make errors, but only God can make a baby. We came back for a second appointment for an ultrasound. Judy recommended that we contact the CCWS medical director, Dr. Delaney, for my prenatal care. We did, and she has been amazing. Through this journey, it is easy to get sidetracked because this wasn't my plan, but then I remember whose plan it is, and I can be calm. From the moment I told my mom, she said we serve a great Redeemer, and He will do everything for His purposes. She recommended we keep track of the way God will work through the situation, so our eyes will be fixed on Him. We have over 75 documented ways God was working in and through the situation. I know I am blessed by the support system I have, and I know that my baby girl has a bright future, thanks in part to the compassionate care that we experienced at Chester County Women's Services.
When the staff at Chester County Women's Services learned what was happening, they jumped in action. They were able to pull enough resources together to provide funds so I could be home for 2 months before the baby was born and 2 months after. Because of this organization, I was able to stay in my home and have that special bonding time with my baby without worrying. My son is now 5 months old, and I am back at work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I still meet with my counselor twice a month. Chester County Women's Services continue to be part of my life and has been a blessing to my baby and me. Spiritually, I feel I'm growing and feel God has been with me since the beginning of my pregnancy. If I did not have the support of this organization, my life will be so much harder.